Hi, I'm Hope from the Denver Public Library, and I'm here to teach you how to use an embroidery hoop. Now, embroidery hoops come in a variety of different sizes and materials. These ones are plastic from a thrift store and from a craft store. Some of the plastic ones will have little ridges in there to keep your fabric nice and taut as you're stitching, which is the reason that I like using embroidery hoop in general, just because it makes sure that your final product doesn't have any weird bubbling in it. So I like using the wood ones, so I will show you how these work. Okay, so here we've got a piece of Aida cloth that is ready to be put into our hoop. This is a smaller piece, so we're going to make sure that we center the middle in the middle of the fabric in the middle of the hoop. If you're using a bigger piece for a bigger project, you might want to start from the top or the one side or another. I usually like to start from the middle because that makes sure that I leave a nice border around all four edges of my cloth, because you always want to have at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches on all sides of your cloth, just to make sure that it leaves room for fraying, which it will do even if you use no fray, or so that I can put it into a picture frame or turn it into a pillow or an ornament or whatever. So this one I am starting from the middle, so I'm going to fold it in half this way. The crease doesn't have to be very sharp, just enough that you can see it. Fold it in half the other way. And you can kind of see there that it's got this point in the middle. So I'm going to take my needle, and just to make sure that I know roughly where the middle is, doesn't have to be perfect, I'm going to put my needle there, just to double check that I know what I'm doing. So back to the hoop. Every hoop that you use, no matter the make, is going to have some sort of nut or screw up top here. You just spin it, it doesn't have to be all the way. Just spin it enough so that the inner hoop can slide out. Then we're going to take that inner hoop and lay it down on a table, some sort of flat surface. Lay the fabric over whichever part you want to start with. So we're doing the center, so we're going to do it roughly in the center. Then you're going to take your top hoop. I like to have the nut or the screw part up at the top so that it doesn't interfere with my hands as I'm stitching. So we're going to take that and slide it down on top. And sometimes it's a little more stubborn than others, so that's why I like to have it on a flat surface, so I can use my body weight to force it onto the inner hoop. Then once you do that, you just tighten it up until it won't let you tighten it anymore. You can kind of pull on all the sides so that it's nice and taut all the way around. And you can see that I left my needle in the middle, so I know exactly where that is. And that is the basics of how to use an embroidery hoop.